Hey guys, welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and today we're going to be hopping in and jumping back into some more Astral Sorcery. Hopefully you guys are ready. Alright guys, so we are starting back here with some more Astral Sorcery. We have a lot more to get done, and I mean, things are working pretty well. Ow. I'm already getting attacked. I did kind of light up the area a little bit. I have done a little bit more research. As you can see, I ended up getting this Radium Sword, which is really nice. I mean, it just does a little bit more damage, I do believe. Something like that, something a little bit faster. I read up a little bit on it. There's really not too much that's interesting about it. I know it can pretty much take these guys out because of how fast it is. Like one shot most of these guys. But I mean, it is really fast. Ow. I just get taken out. But yeah, I did go ahead and place some of this stuff down. If you don't know what this is basically the light source that you can generate in Astral Sorcery. So it's something that you always need to make. You can see right here, it's Illumination Powder. Fairly easy to get this stuff. You just need aquamarine, glowstone, and bam. Throw that in the altar and you can get this stuff. Pretty cool. So I also went ahead and gathered some more rock crystals. My void ore miner is doing a pretty good job of mining that up, and look, we almost have 16 buckets worth of it, just buckets of liquid starlight just sitting there. But I want to go ahead and get started with making just something real quick. I think it's like this with gold in the middle. And we can end up making a telescope, which is really nice and will be very handy for us, especially since it is dark already. This is going to make it a little bit easier. I did also go ahead and take make a bunch of, where is it at? Down here, a bunch of the stardust and star metal. That wasn't too difficult. I basically made almost a stack of blocks. I think it was lead blocks, and yeah, just sit there and crafted them up and did a pretty good job. So I mean, it actually happened really fast, especially at night. It goes fairly quickly with just one rock crystal, and I can't wait till we get our own rock crystal, which we'll probably get to today, because then we can actually get into some of the cool lenses and stuff that has been added to Astral Sorcery since the last update. All of these lenses are new. The resonating wand's new. There's a whole bunch of other things that are kind of new to me because this is a new updated version that I haven't played on yet, which is kind of cool. I'm glad they're adding features. I'm glad they're keeping this thing nice and updated looking because, man, this is a really good mod. So yeah, now that we have this, I mean, if it was continuing to be night, we would be able to look up into the sky. But as you can see, it's no longer nighttime. The sun is already up, so we're gonna have to wait and till it's night again, and then we can start looking for some constellations. And then you can also see the constellations here, or you can go to Constellations and you can actually see a version of them. And we have found them all, or all of the ones that we can currently gather right now. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wait till it's nighttime, and I'll be back. All right, so it is nighttime, and you could go ahead and what I recommend doing is just looking around, like pointing straight up or whatever. And just spinning in circles until you eventually see something that looks kind of like this, that kind of hovers around. And so I know it's over here where this is located at. So I want to kind of look at this, kind of imagine it in my head. And I do notice that with this planet, normally there's other stars that are in the background, but I don't see any stars. I mean, you can hold shift and you can actually draw the lines. So what I can do is click here. Maybe it'll let me. I should be able to hold shift and connect the constellations. All right, so I ended up finding out what the issue was, and the issue is Optifine. So yeah, oh, the old pesky Optifine. What wonders it does, and what problems it also causes. So yeah, the constellation that I'm looking for is right here. And you can see now the stars kind of like line up, and now you can see that there's actually other things behind it, but you can kind of tell. And now you can draw lines to connect the stars. And if you get this right, and you connect them properly, okay, as you can see, there's one here, and one here. I'm guessing that was not correct. Let me take a look again in my book, just to make sure that I'm getting this right. Ah, this is where I messed up. I drew a line to here, even though it's a line there. So yeah, that's what you got to keep an eye out for, those little mistakes. So just like this. And you got to do this for each constellation, if I can talk today. And once you get it done, you should get a thing saying you have completed it. Like that. And now you'll forever see it in the sky when it is available. Pretty cool. But yeah, I think I'm just going to keep Optifind off. There's really no reason for me to have it, to be honest. I don't experience normally that much lag from normal world stuff anyways. But yeah. Alright, so since we're going to be progressing fairly quickly through Astral Sorcery, when we take a look at the quests, we notice that it's going to jump really quick. Like, right now it's wanting us to make a resonating gem. Well, I want to kind of get the main altar progressed so I can have the main size, so I know where to put my the other altars, really. I want to do that so I can kind of make a general, like, nice looking area over here where everything's going. I mean, that way I can build some walls and kind of get these guys away from me. It's going to make it a little bit faster for us. But yeah, I do want to go ahead and get this done. So let's take a look at what it's going to take to actually upgrade this. So we're going to need some star metal. Of course, we have that. Aquamarine, marble pillars, chiseled marble, rock crystal, star metal. Okay, so some of the basic stuff that we need, like, all the time. So this, we're going to rock crystal, and I think that's about it. The star metal, and there we go. Okay, so I think I remember how to do this. I don't think we can actually just click it in unless they've changed that. No, you can't. Oh, we also need the aquamarine to go in here. And you can upgrade the table all you want. It's not going to be a big deal for you upgrading the table. But you definitely want to get this. You want to do it while it's in this tier. Otherwise, you won't be able to craft it in the next tier. So before you upgrade your actual physical altar, like the structure behind it, you want to get this made first. So let's go ahead and do that. I've made that mistake a fair amount of times. Don't want to talk about it. There we go. Awesome. So that's ready to go. All we got to do is smack it with our wand. And look at that. You see the, like, pillars, the, like, light that's shining through. What it's doing is actually connecting to these corner sections, because the other altar doesn't do that. But the bigger the altar gets, the cooler the effects get. But yeah, and that should upgrade this. And then once it's upgraded, we can't use it until we build the other altar for it, which is in the book, of course. But yeah, this does do some really cool effects, and I really like it. Really like that. A lot of the stuff in Astral Sorcery uses these types of effects. So it should be almost done. Almost, anyways. Does take a little bit of time. As long as we maintain all of our light, should be good. Now, I wanted to mention, you can kind of see in the distance some of the faint constellations. Those are the ones I found. I've only found 3 so far. As you can see, it's red now because this is not the proper structure. So yeah, I do have to go ahead and build the new structure, and you can find that under attunement. Find the structure that you just built, and this is going to be the new structure. So a little bit more of the sooty marble, and that's about it. That's the only other thing. The pillars kind of change. They go one higher. But yeah, it's it's pretty much just like this. And this one actually requires just normal marble. All right, so now that we have that new altar built, we can now jump into what is called Constellation. And we can kind of move into this section. And you can see we opened up a whole section of new things. We can now make these celestial crystals. There's a whole bunch of different things. Like if you read this, it'll kind of tell you how to make these and how to get these crystal clusters. I'm going to go over that here in just a second. And then the Starlight Infuser is something that's really cool. You have a tree beacon, which is like a tree farm. You get into infused tools, which actually have like their own ability, which is kind of wicked. Some of them have really cool abilities, especially the axe and stuff like that. And then you have the ritual anchors, which allow you to move rituals, which were in the last section, which we haven't really gone over. I don't know if we're going to need to use any rituals. We'll figure that out later on. And then the Illumination Wand is something that I really want to get a hold of. And yeah, that's some stuff we're going to do here in a little bit. So we're going to make the Starlight Infuser for sure. But first, as you can see, it just requires a few materials. But we need to build this altar. So this altar actually requires a block of lapis. And you can kind of tell what these blocks are by looking through the liquid. But they're the ones with the black markings on them. If we kind of pull it in here, I think it's called ruined marble. So yeah, this ruined marble is one that that you're actually seeing there. It's the center section that's surrounding the lapis block is ruined marble. And then this is normal marble, arched marble. We've got our pillars and all that good stuff. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and build this thing up. And then we're going to have to work on making the actual infuser there. And then this, of course, is all liquid starlight. So you're going to need plenty of liquid starlight. And I actually recommend having your liquid starlight set in these sections, like putting your light wells there. And that way you'll just have access to them over time. So now that I have the structure completed, it's time to go ahead and actually make this thing. So engraved marble is something that I don't have, and I don't think I still have my thing on me. I think my chisel. I think it's in my backpack though. There it is. Perfect. Okay. So let's go ahead and keep that on us. We're going to need some marble because we're going to need engraved marble. I think we need 4 different types of marble for this. Yeah, we need engraved, ruined, chiseled, and pillars. Okay, so I have the 4 different types there. And we'll do the ruined, the pillars, chiseled, and then the one we haven't used yet, which is the engraved. Okay, we're also going to need some gold. And what else are we going to need? We're going to need aquamarine and a bucket of liquid starlight, which should not be too hard. This is exactly what the structure should look like. Underneath here is the actual more ruined marble. You don't have to place the light wells here, but I recommend placing them there. It's almost as if they put that spot there specifically for your light wells, so you can have a bunch of light wells here to be able to refill this whenever these are consumed, because they will be consumed over time. All right. So we should have everything ready to go. I believe it is like this. I am going to have to double check though the recipe just to make sure. And then the sides are all going to be filled here. And we have the chiseled marble on the 2 sides and the engraved up top. And now I hope we have enough light in here. Oh, did I do this? I did this funny. I'm missing the one piece of marble here. And I feel like I'm missing something. Oh, the star metal. Right? Oh, I have it backwards. I'm sure you guys were looking at that going, oh no. There we go. And there we go. Now we can make it. Perfect. So let's get this activated. I love the pretty colors. Of course. Oh, and of course we get hit with that. Oh well. But there we go. This guy should make real quick. And this will actually allow us to unlock the advancement that we're actually working towards. As soon as we make our first piece of the aquamarine that we need. And there we go. There it is. Starlight Infuser. So this actually opens up a lot of stuff for us. One of those being this. You can place Aquamarine in there, hit it with the Resonating Wand, as long as there is some liquid starlight around, and you have to have all of these completely filled every time you do this process. I really wish those guys would stop hitting me, and that should unlock the quest line for us, because now we have one Resonating Gem. And of course, there it goes. You know what? This guy is about to get wrecked. Can you stop? Now. Thank you so much. I love seeing the constellations, by the way, in the sky as I'm slowly unlocking them all. But yes, the Resonating Gem is actually used in making a lot of the future stuff we're going to be working on. One of those being the Illumination Wand, which I really want to get. Now, I did notice that it did not consume any of the starlight, it looks like, as far as I can see, but it normally does. But yeah, you can keep doing this. You have to do it manually, though. I don't think there's any way to automate this process. As far as I know, there's not. I don't know. There might be maybe something. Oh, and looky there. There goes one of our little buddies. Sometimes when you do processes like this, or even those processes, you'll get a little flare that sometimes will come up. And I did notice the Mod Devs Patreon page. If you pay, I think it was like a couple bucks or $5 or something like that. If you become a Patreon, basically, you get like this little flare that goes around you. And I was thinking about doing that. I didn't know how that goes. I actually really love this mod. So, yeah, I think I may have distracted those guys enough to get them away from me. Look at them just shoot me, man. Oh, this planet. I hate planets with mobs like that. That is like horrifying. All right, so we have that done. Now we can take a look at the Illumination Wand. So this is going to require the rock crystals, but you also see celestial rock crystals now become a thing. You can use either or. I'm going to show you how to actually make the celestial rock crystals. So here we go. Let's go ahead and take Stardust, because that's what we're going to need, Stardust and a rock crystal. Let's go ahead and you'll throw them in a pit. Doesn't matter. You just throw them in a pit, grab a bucket, which my bucket's in here. Grab a bucket of starlight, throw that in there. You're going to see these like blue particle effects just flying all over the place. And you're going to see why here in a minute. Once those combined, which is what they're supposed to be doing, you will get a like little geode, little rock crystal formation. And once those grow, they'll have to grow over a period of time. You will actually get those. And I think they're required later on down the road for certain recipes. But I'm going to have to wait till it's nighttime, or till it's nighttime anyways, to go on. But yeah, as you can see, there is the little crystal. And once these are fully grown, they'll be emitting white particles, so you'll be able to see that they're done. And yeah, they will slowly but surely grow over time. No joke, they'll literally grow like a plant over time. And I did notice it didn't use any of the light, so maybe they made it so that way it doesn't consume as much light anymore. I don't know, because I did do 2 of those. But yeah, this will slowly start growing, and I'll see you guys once it's nighttime again. All right, guys, so it is nighttime, and I did do a little bit of work off camera, just kind of show you guys this. But this guy is ready. You see the particle effects going on, and when you break it, you get your celestial crystal, and you get your stardust back. Kind of nice. So yeah, that's the one way to make a celestial crystal. Pretty cool. So we're gonna go ahead and actually move on here. I want to kind of show you guys this. You can make spectral relays and then surround them with this structure with a sooty marble. You don't have to put the pillars underneath. That's just for me showing their support underneath there. And then you can do that, and it'll actually fill your starlight bar. It still looks like I don't have exactly enough to completely fill this thing. It's like right on the edge, but I think making another one of these relays would definitely work. But yeah, we can actually go ahead and make the wand that I want to make. So this is what you need to actually make that wand. So let's get this going on. pretty cool. But yeah, definitely these things do help out a lot if you're struggling for liquid starlight, or you're just struggling for starlight in general. It definitely does help out at the beginning anyways, because we are going to get better ways of getting more starlight here soon. One of those ways is making a collector crystal. We should be able to make a collector crystal pretty easy now that we have resonating gems, and then we can place those collector crystals around. But this wand, by far, is one of my favorite things, because we can just place these down and we don't actually need them. So we can just place light sources infinitely around. So we now have an unlimited torch generator. So this thing is awesome. Also, if you shift click, it actually turns the block into a light block. That also becomes invisible, which is kind of cool. But I mean, if you do turn these into those blocks, it does avoid the structure, as you see, because it does actually change what the block is. But it does work very well on these chiseled blocks. It makes them very bright. But yeah, we can also just light it up like that and be just as good. But yeah, this thing is really cool, simply because it's just an infinite torch. Really is exactly what it is. Infinite torch. And I love this thing. It goes very, very, very well with this mod. So yeah, that's just one of the cool things that we were able to make in today's episode. Also, we were able to get here. But this section and this section, shiny with making a nether star. I was looking at the nether star recipe, and this is the nether star recipe. Yes. That is correct. Shifting star is something that you're going to need to make. And you're going to have to make all of this stuff requiring a mana diamond, a resonating gem, and a spark. And all this other stuff is pretty easy to obtain, but that's what's going to get us a shining star, which of course is the equivalent to the nether star. I'm going to have to figure out exactly how to get this thing going. I do know that it shouldn't be too hard to make this thing, but we are going to need these 3 different items around, and we are going to need this specific wand, resonating wand, for this. And I think I know what constellation that is. Grab my book. It is Avatos. It's actually one of the first constellations we found, which is nice. I found all of these constellations. I just haven't found Visio yet. So Amara, Decidia, Arversio, and then Avatos and Visio. So I found all of those. These guys are golden. This one I have not found yet, as you can see. So that is the thing. We are going to be working on that and getting that done. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode with a little bit more Astral Sorcery. If you guys did, don't forget to click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and also give this video a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And as always, thanks for watching.
Let's go!